Now, the next song we're going to play is a song which we played on Top of the Pops in January 1984. And on the show were Ian McCulloch and Echo and the Bunnymen, and also Morrissey and the Smiths, and also making her first appearance on UK television was Madonna. It was an auspicious show to be on, and to be honest, the Alarm were in the worst place on the show. We were on first, which is like being in the group of death if you're England, if you know what I mean. And the reason it's a bad place to be is because most people in Britain at 7:30 are just finishing watching a certain programme about a street in Manchester that happens on another channel altogether, if you know what I mean. So we had to come up with something special because we were on first, and the Bunnymen had all their glasses, and they actually had an orchestra playing The Killing Moon, and Morrissey was on, and, you know, he had all the gladioli hanging out of his jeans, kind of this sort of stuff. And also, I had to get an autograph off him for this kid who lived down the street in Rhyl. So I knocked on the door, and I didn't know what to expect because I thought, you know, the Smiths, and I wasn't quite sure how Morrissey would take it. And I knocked on the door, and the door opened. It was Johnny Marr, the guitarist, and said, "Mike Peters, come on in." So I went in, and Morrissey was sat at the back of the room, and he had his glasses on. He was reading a book, and he got up and he said, "Mike Peters of the Alarm, cool." And Johnny Marr and Morrissey looked at me and they said, "We love that song you're playing with all the backing vocals that go like this. 4 winds, oh." And they were literally doing the whole thing in front of me. It was pretty uncanny. So I thought, well, they've got all this stuff, so we'd better come up with something. So I thought of the line in the song that says, "All cards are marked, all fates will collide." So I went out and got some playing cards, and I thought we'd throw them out on the TV, on the BBC, and we'll make our introduction felt in that way. And that's where the legend of the Alarm and the playing cards began. We ready, orchestra? Quiet? Here we go. Okay, this is called Where Were You Hiding When the Storm Broke? Born into a war and peace, forced to choose between a right and wrong. Each man kills the thing he loves, for better or for worse. Face to face with a ragged truth, I'm mixed up and torn in two. Turn your back on the only thing that could save you from yourself. Where were you hiding when the storm blew, when the rain began to fall? When the thunder and the lightning struck, and the rain and the four winds hit After all time building up comes inevitable knocking down. Come receivers, liars, gamblers, pickpocket entourage. Selling out is a cardinal sin, sitting with a safety net. They say that all things come in threes. Well, here comes your third degree. Where were you hiding when the storm broke, when the rain began to fall? When the thunder and the lightning struck, and the rain and the four winds did See your hands, come on. All cards are marked, all fates will collide. Because the truth is the truth, oh, the truth is surely a lie. Get back in your shelter if you can't come down off the fence. And one more question, where were you? Oh, where were you?
You're listening to Mike Peters of The Alarm in concert with the BBC National Orchestra of Wales, recorded exclusively for BBC Radio Wales Music Day 2014.